Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy Eye Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what is the difference between what you think the person on your mind feels about you versus what they actually think about you. So you can see an image on your screen right now. You've got three options to choose from. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, if you guys chose the first image, let's start the reading by taking a look at what you think the person on your mind feels about you. So the cards that came out for it were renewal, then we have insecurity and facade that flew out together. Okay, so you think that the person on your mind really does want to give this connection a second chance. They do want to get back together with you, but they act like they're not interested. They act like they couldn't care less. They act like you or this connection doesn't mean anything to them anymore, but that's just them pretending. It's just this big fat pretentious game that they're playing because you think that the reality is that they're probably insecure about something. Now, of course, I don't know what you think that insecurity is, but just to give you an example, since this is a general reading, maybe you think they're insecure about any differences that there might be between yours and their socioeconomic status. Maybe you think they're insecure about their looks as compared to you. It can be things like that. But somewhere you have this thought or slash feeling that they haven't yet given up on this connection. Even in this facade card, we can see the two people holding hands. So somewhere you feel that they are still holding on to this connection, but they're just not showing it. I like this placement much better now. One more thing, sometimes you guys get this thought that perhaps the reason why this person isn't speaking to you or not taking any action towards you, whatever else it might be that's going on in you guys right now, is partially, of course, because of whatever insecurities they might be harboring, and partially because somebody who is against this connection that you have with the person on your mind, they have asked them not to talk to you. So this third person has asked your person not to talk to you, and they fed them with all sorts of lies about you, and your person has probably fallen prey to that rumor or whatever you want to call it, and for that reason they're not talking to you or they're not taking any action towards you. Let's take a look at your tarot cards as well, and then we'll move on to their actual feelings. We have the Magician, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, you definitely think that somebody to some extent has manipulated them. At the back of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords. So you think that this is something that they haven't told you, but the reason why they're acting out, the reason why they're not showing any interest is because they've been emotionally manipulated by somebody. And you think that whoever this person is, they're either a part of your person's family or really close friend circle, and they have asked your person to stay away from you, not to talk to you, and things like that. You also think that sometimes the person on your mind, and especially if they don't really talk much about their relationship status, they're just pretending to be single, but there might be someone in their life that they're not yet revealing to other people, especially you. Okay, now let's see, how does the person on your mind actually feel for you, group 1? We have dissipating and we have rejection. So one thing is right, that you thought that they have some insecurities, which is why they hide how they feel about you, which I think makes sense with the rejection energy over here, that there definitely is something about you from their point of view because of which they think there's a very strong chance of you rejecting them. And when I look at all these floaty heads around the rejection card, another thing that you were thinking is also correct, that somebody could have said something to them, somebody could have emotionally manipulated them, like we saw over here. It can be friends, family, maybe some mutual connection between you and them. And it is true to some extent. It is quite possible, when I put two and two together for you guys, group one, it is quite possible that someone could have said something to this person which triggered an insecurity of theirs. Maybe that is what happened. So yes, this person has this strong fear of getting rejected by you. On top of that, someone has said some shit to them, because of which this fear of rejection has gotten even worse. But there is a lot of sadness over here as well. With the dissipating energy over here, it seems as if the person on your mind is afraid that they're slowly fading out of your life, that they're perhaps becoming not very important in your life as time is passing by. There might be different reasons behind it. Maybe you haven't reached out to them in a really long time. Maybe you haven't interacted with any of their posts online in a really long time. And so they're starting to get this feeling that, I won't exactly say, it's like they're losing their place in your heart bit by bit. See, as such, there's no energy of them fearing that you've replaced them or anything, because they aren't even thinking that far. They're just thinking about them with respect to you and your life. So they definitely feel like they're not that important to you anymore. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. We have the Two of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, we have the Nine of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun. Clarifying the Two of Pentacles, we have Judgment. So yes, they're not sure whether you'll be open to giving this a second chance or not. And it is quite possible over here with the Two of Pentacles that a part of them might also be afraid that you're now looking at other options. They're not the only person, they're not the only person who matters to you. And what's interesting is that if you look at the Judgment card over here, you can see a tiny key. And in the context of this reading, I feel like this key is the key to their trigger, that they can get rejected by you, or that you might be keeping your options open, which again is because of something that somebody has said to them. The person on your mind also feels like you'll be very defensive if they try to come back in your life, like you'll be having your guards up. Now, why do you have your guards up, or why do they think you might be having your guards up? Of course, you would know better depending upon however it is the things panned out between you guys towards the end. And somewhere with the Seven of Wands over here and the Two of Pentacles, they also feel like you'll be very doubtful of them. For example, if they come back and they try to make it work with you, whatever case it is that they present before you, they feel like you might not believe them 100%. You might not believe their story 100%, and you might think that they're just cooking up shit, just for the sake of getting you back. That's what they think. But with the Nine of Cups over here, well, one more thing where you're right, because you thought that they want this again. So for you, we had renewal. For them, we have the Nine of Cups. They do want, they still want you. You still are their wish fulfillment. That's what they see you as till date. I don't know for how long have you guys been together / not talking to each other, whatever your situation might be. But it's almost as if even when you guys were closer together, their wish was to be with you, and that still remains. And I feel that because their wish to be with you still remains, that is why this energy of them not being as important in your life anymore is troubling them. So I would say, to a great extent, group one, you're absolutely right about how this person is feeling about you. All right. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, group 2. If you guys chose the second image, let's start your reading by taking a look at what you think the person on your mind feels about you. So the cards that came out for you are impartiality and complacency. Okay, so group 2, you think that the person on your mind is keeping their options open, that you're not the only one that they care about, that you're not the only one whom they have feelings for. And you also think over here with complacency that the fact that you guys aren't speaking to each other anymore, or the fact that you guys aren't as close to each other as you used to be once upon a time, simply isn't bothering them. They're still continuing to live their life as usual, and it just seems to be affecting you more. It seems to be bothering you more. They seem to be going about their life, like I said, as usual. It's like they're blind to your tears. They couldn't care less about the long paragraphs of text that you've sent this person, asking for explanations or whatever it is that you've done. You think that it hasn't had any impact on them. You think that your absence hasn't had any impact on this person. And you also think that they feel that they haven't done anything wrong in however it is that they treated you. You think that they feel that they're right, that they feel like they did what they had to, and you can't really hold them accountable. And there's no reason for you to make them feel like they should feel guilty, because what should they feel guilty for? Because they didn't do anything wrong. That's, like I said, that's what you think they feel. Not only are they keeping their options open, they also don't think that they've wronged you, and they couldn't care less. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. Somewhere you also feel group 2, that there was probably some benching going on while you were still a part of this person's life, but things were going downhill between you guys. They already had another option at the backup, absolutely ready to step in once you would step out of their life. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. We have the 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, and the Chariot. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Wands. You think, group 2, that the person on your mind prioritized their career, their money, their success, or whatever else it is over you and above this connection, and they just went in that direction, and they never felt a need to look back. If you see the man on the Chariot card on the bicycle, he's just going all wee and whatever, and doesn't really care who or what he's left behind. And so you think that this person feels absolutely no remorse, because they're so busy living their life, they're so busy building their life, they're so busy making money, that they do not have the time to stop and reflect on you, whom they left behind, and how it is that they left you behind. You also think, group 2, that this person was very, very quick to move on from you. And it's probably because, like I said, they had some option open. You also think that they feel that coming back to you would require too much work because there's just so much damage repair that has to be done. And so what's the point? Which is why you think that they feel that it's better that they keep going now in the direction that they have picked, which is a direction that's away from you. Okay, now let's see, how does the person on your mind actually feel about you, group 2? So the cards that came out for it are forgiveness, and we have recovery. Okay, so you're right and wrong both. You are wrong because you think that they couldn't care less about this connection not being a part of their life anymore, but that isn't true, because what they actually feel is that they want to work on this connection, they want to revive this connection, they want to reconcile with you. Where you are right is because you thought that they were keeping their options open, or they had prioritized something or someone else over you, and they are guilty because we have forgiveness in their energy over here. So naturally, they have done something for which they're sorry. Now, I don't know what your individual story is. Maybe they really did pick somebody else over you, or maybe they ghosted you, they didn't give you any closure, but they have definitely done something for which they're now feeling very guilty. One more thing, you thought that they feel that there's no need for them to reflect on things in the past and just keep moving forward, but that is also wrong, because naturally, if they are feeling guilty and if they feel this need to apologize to you, it means they must have done some reflection and come to this conclusion that they are wrong and that they shouldn't have said or done whatever it is that they said or they did. I do feel okay, so I paused because I noticed two women over here in the recovery card. So, yes, for some of you, it could have been a case of them having picked somebody else above you. And it's not just that, I also think that the person on your mind, group 2, said something which they wish they can take back. They could have said something which was very blunt, it was very cold, they shouldn't have said it. And I think they keep replaying that conversation in their mind, or you can say that that particular conversation haunts them in their dreams. They think about it a lot and they wish they'd never said that thing. So, either for their action or for that conversation, or maybe both, they want to apologize to you and they want to come back. Let's take a look at your tarot cards now, group 2. We have the Star. Yikes. King of Wands. And we have the Nine of Wands, which interestingly was at the bottom of your deck. I think it was you guys, if you remember. Right now at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. So, what they actually feel is that if they try to take any action towards you, it's not going to be easy for them for sure, with the King of Wands leading straight to this energy of struggle over here with the Nine of Wands. And why is that? Because if they try to come back, or if they try to say anything to you, you're not going to make it easy for them. You will give it right back. You might, bombard them with a lot of questions, accusations, just a lot of pent up anger or frustration or resentment that you might be holding towards them. I mean, at least that's what they feel, that's what they think. But they still have this hope, the hope that they can someday come back to you, the hope that they can someday show you how far along they've come, that they're a better person now, that they're more determined to be who it is that you wanted them to be for your sake all along. So in that aspect, you're wrong. Because like I said, you thought that they couldn't care less, but they actually seem to care a lot, group 2. In fact, with the Star card over here, I feel like they could have explored other options, but you seem to have outshined all the other options. And I think it was in the process of exploring other options that they realized your value and what they were missing out on. And that might also be one of the things for which they're sorry, that they couldn't see your value when they had the time to, which is why now they want to make up for it. They want to come back. But of course, what might be holding them back, what might be acting as a blockage, is this fear that they'll have to face you, they'll have to face your questions, they'll have to face your agony, but they want to get back together with you. All right, group 2. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello group 3, if you guys chose the third image, let's start your reading by taking a look at what you think the person on your mind feels about you. So the cards that came out for you guys are confusion and release. All right, so group 1, I keep saying group 1. Okay, group 3, you think that the person on your mind has absolutely no clarity about what you mean to them, what this connection means to them, where do you stand in their life, what do they want, what their intentions are. They don't know anything. And because they're so confused about you and about the status of this connection and what do they want with it, that they've decided to just release this connection, that they do not want anything to do with you anymore, and they're just, giving it all up. And to some extent, you feel like they're repeating a pattern because this is not the first time they've done any such thing. I don't know how much are you aware of their love life's history, but maybe it is true that in the past too, this person has randomly just quit their connections. And maybe they did the same thing with you, and this is your reasoning behind it, because it's possible over here with confusion, group 3, that whenever this happened and you asked the person on your mind questions or explanations rather, whatever answers they gave you, either those answers absolutely didn't make any sense, or they never gave you any proper closure, and you had to rack your brains about, oh, probably they did this because of XYZ or whatever. So you think that they feel that, what's been done has been done, and you think that for them this is an old chapter that they've buried alongside other old chapters. And you also think that they feel that where they stand with you, they're still not clear about it, no matter how long or not that long it's been since you guys aren't that close to each other anymore. You think that they probably still can't tell how exactly they feel about you. You think that if somebody was to ask the person on your mind today what you mean to them, group 3, you are convinced that they still won't be able to give a proper, convincing, good enough answer. And somewhere, group 3, you also think, especially with this energy of confusion over here, that there could have been someone else in the mix who either told lies about you to the person on your mind, or confused the person on your mind about what action to take or not to take, to such an extent where they just got fed up and ultimately decided to let go of this connection. So you think that somebody could have interfered with this connection. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now, group 3. We have the Wheel of Fortune, King of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. At the bottom of the deck, we have 4 of Wands. All right. Sometimes, group 3, you get a feeling that this person is very, very controlled by someone whom they regard a lot, whom they consider to be like this authority figure. I'd highly suggest checking out group 1, by the way, if you guys want to. Maybe that's why I had that slip of tongue. Anyway, You think that they feel that their family or their elders or some trustworthy friend of theirs or whoever knows what's best for them. And so the person on your mind oftentimes just gives away their control and lets other people make those decisions for them. You also sometimes think that the person on your mind feels that you both could have been a really good match. They feel that you both could have been really great as a couple and that you guys could have had an amazing life had you started one together. But they gave it all up just because they got confused about how to proceed, or because their family interfered and asked them not to go ahead with their plan of being with you. And then, of course, there are days where, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant, you think that this person, God knows what they think of themselves, and they probably thought that they're the only ones who have the right to decide what happens and what doesn't in this connection. And unanimously, not unanimously, just without consulting you, they made this decision. And if you realize, the messages are very diverse. I mean, we had confusion as your first card, and there's so much going on over here. Sometimes you think it's because of their family, sometimes it's because you think that they know what's best, sometimes you think it's because they didn't have much clarity about what to do with you and with this connection. Okay, so let's just get to it. Let's find out, what does the person on your mind actually feel about you, group 3. So we have isolation and we have quest. So you're partially right and you're partially wrong. So where you're wrong is that you think that somebody else had interfered, and because of them, they made this decision to abruptly just end things with you. But isolation tells me that that isn't the case. Nobody asked them not to talk to you anymore. Nobody asked them to leave you. They made this decision independently. Where you are right is that you think they're very confused about you and about this connection, and that is true, because Quest has made it very clear that they're still trying to figure out maybe their feelings for you, their intentions towards you, what do they want from you and what do they want from this connection. All of that is true. They are confused. Why are they so confused? I don't know, because isolation has made it very clear that it's not like anyone's interfering with their thought process. Maybe this is just who they are. In which case, also, one of your thoughts would be right with the release card over here, where you thought that, they have a history of behaving this way with their partners. And so they've just gone ahead and done it again with you. There's one more message coming across. If you are wondering about their relationship status, and especially if you are not sure of what their relationship status is, maybe there's a possibility over here with the isolation card that right now they're not dating anybody else. One more thing where you're wrong is that you think they've let go of you and that they've let go of this connection. That isn't true. Isolation tells me that they've just put it to the back burner, put it on the back burner right now. Think of it as a piece of clothing that just gets lost somewhere in your wardrobe because of all the other clothes, and then one fine day you find it and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even remember I had this, or that I still had this. And that is what it feels like with isolation. So they've just hung you somewhere in their cupboard, or just folded you and put you at the very back, and they just don't know what to do with it. And there are so many other things in the mix. Maybe things going on in their personal life, things going on in their professional life, because of which they haven't really had the time to take out that particular piece of clothing, or in this case, this particular connection. That was just an example. I hope you get that. It's not like I was literally comparing you to a piece of clothing. These days, you never know what people will get offended about. So, anyway. We have the Eight of Cups. Justice, Eight of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hangman. Yeah, this person is as clueless as they come. With the Eight of Wands sandwiching the with Justice, sandwiching the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Wands, they're not able to make that decision of should they leave, or should they come back for you? Should they keep going in this connection, or should they just call it quits? You think they've called it quits? They haven't yet. They still, I mean, that decision is still pretty much up in the air. They're still suspended. They're still in that state of limbo when it comes to you and when it comes to this connection. For this group, I would highly suggest you guys to check out the reading that I uploaded yesterday, which was should you wait or should you move on? Because based on how this person is feeling, I don't know how long it has been since they've been at this crossroads. Maybe this has been going on for a really long time right now. They aren't able to decide whether they should stay or whether they should leave. They don't know what the right thing to do will be. They don't know if they should have a conversation with you or they should just let it be. And it's just getting so much or too much for them, because of which they've, like I said, put this connection like out of their sight and out of their mind right now, because they just don't know how to deal with it. And if this is their energy, if this is how they're behaving, or if this is how they're being right now, I think you guys could really use that, the reading that I mentioned, should you stay or go, so that at least one of you has clarity, right? So these are all the messages that I have for you guys right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.